It's Holly Jones from Mrs. Jones Stitches. Welcome to part 2 of the Blackbird Designs booklet walkthrough, where I walk you through a lot of the Blackbird Designs books that I have in my stash, because one of the things I mentioned in my previous video is I love getting the books, and you only see just a small fraction on the front cover and the back of what is actually included in the book. So we're doing a walkthrough where I go through all of the books that I have, and I show you what is available in each book. That way you can see what is available and make a purchase if you want. So we're going to start with this one here today. This is part 2, so if you missed part 1, feel free to hop back and watch part 1. It starts out as a regular floss tube, but then goes straight into the Blackbird walkthrough. So this is a Heart Remembers, and I actually have a couple things flagged here because there are things I really can't wait to stitch in here. This one has quite a few things in it. So we have a Heart Remembers, the big chart. Then we have Heart and Home Patchwork. And it has all 5 of these segments. I cannot count my day complete until needle, thread, and fabric meet. So we have all of those. And then we have Where My Heart Blooms. So you will have noticed that this was one of the ones that I had individually as well. So it was reprinted and included in this book. Then we have Basket of Memories. And I've actually stitched this twice now. A lady who I actually got a lot of these charts from, she had passed away, and her sister attends church with my mother-in-law and was looking to rehome a lot of her sister's charts. So I purchased her entire cross-stitch lot, which, like I said, is where a lot of these Blackbirds came from. So in order to show my appreciation, I did stitch this. And I put the lady whose stash I bought, I put her initials, where did I put them? Right over here on the bottom. And I did her initials. I did them in, I did one that was in a monochromatic red, and I did another one that was kind of in a really soft pale aqua. So, and I gave those to the 2 ladies whose sister passed away. So it was just something I felt really compelled to do, since I'm a stitcher and they really wanted these charts to go to a good home where they would be stitched and appreciated. And I was really grateful to have been able to purchase her entire stash of stitching things. So I felt like stitching something to remember her by was the least I could do. So we have My Dear Friend. Anniversary Happiness to You, Dear Friends. I really like this one. Heart of the Home. And I've never done a pin cushion or a small finish like this that's shaped like a heart. I think I'd really like to try that. It does come with the template, so you can stitch it. This is Forget Me Not. I just love the soft colors in this one. This one, I cannot wait. I want to stitch this one so bad. Wildflower Basket. I love those pinks and reds and greens. Okay, the next one is A Fine Collection. And I know this one is out of print. It was printed in 2002. So there are I believe 13 charts in here. So here's one. And these are monthly. So this is the February piece. And we have March, this cute little bunny. November's Offering and August Melon. Actually, I think two of these pages stuck together. Let's go back here just a second. Okay, so we saw that one. We have April Blooms and May Basket. Then we have September's Gathering, Squirrel. June Berries, January Celebration, and December's Wishes. Again, strawberries. Friendship Gathering, which is the cover photo for the book. July Celebration. In the back is October's Harvest. So I've actually, again, this is out of print, but I've actually seen this pop up on the stash unloading site recently. And I feel like one pops up and then you have 8 people who are commenting, you know, me please or next in line. And then usually a couple weeks later, another 1 or 2 pop up as well. So I think people see that there's an interest for them and then they're willing to destash theirs as well. So then we have the Bells on Christmas Day. I am not sure if this is in print still or not. It should be copyright 2019, so I would imagine it probably is. This is Friendship's Gathering. Singing on Its Way. And I actually stitched this one for a Smalls Exchange. The Unbroken Song. I stitched this one and it's in my dough bowl back there. Wild and Sweet. And I stitched this also for a Smalls Exchange. It's actually a needle book. And I turned mine into a zippered pouch. So we added some fabric along all the sides and then a zipper at the top. And we have the actual sampler, the Bells on Christmas Day. Is this the last one? Yes, it is. Okay, next we have Crowns and Shields. A collection of cartouches in the pink. So this is actually stitched on light pink linen with Poison Apple by Classic Colorworks. So I think this would be really great for a heritage sampler, family sampler, where you could put your initials of your family members, your children, things like that. Then we have Thinking of Thee. This is a big one, 417 by 113. Finished size is 26 inches by 7 inches. So this is a real large one. Then we had Kindred Spirits. And finishing instructions. So one thing with these two that you could do is you could just pick out small motifs from here as well. So if you just wanted to stitch something small, like if you wanted to stitch this one right here, you could stitch this, finish it into a little round, and then use it as a thread keep or just a nice small little piece for a friend. United We Stand, and this one has 3 projects. This is this one is called, obviously, United We Stand. And they did a mattress finish on this. Then we have instructions for how to finish it. This one is called Join Hand in Hand. And it is a scissor case. And I love this one. Clustered Stars. This is finished as a needle book. I would probably finish mine and put it in a frame. That's just me. Then inside the needle book, there are a couple pages. So one of the pages says, it has a sampler and it says the clustered stars and the steadfast bars, the red, the white, and the blue. And then on the other side of the booklet, on the back, you have a flower basket. But again, if you never bought the book, all you see on the front is those 2 pieces and then this. You would have never seen this right here, which I actually really love this, and I think this would be pretty stitched and just put in a dough bowl by itself. But I'm a big person who I love dough bowls, and you also would have never seen that one. I love dough bowls and I love tiered trays, so I like to have lots of seasonal pieces that I switch out, and just something like that. At the beginning of the video, you will have seen my patriotic dough bowl from my last floss tube number 31, and I have just lots of small little patriotic stitches in there, but I think that clustered stars, the words, would be really nice in there as well. So not a booklet, but this is called New Love. And I actually stitched this bottom piece right here. I did it in a really pale blue. I put my initials and my husband's initials, and then we got married in 2016. So then I put the date we got, or the year we got married, down there. What Remains, and this is just this book in here, or just this chart. Then we have My Dear Hearts. And in this book as well, there's an extra. This is called Sweetheart Pincushion. Home for the Holidays. This one has quite a few things. So, funny story, I've actually started this piece right here probably 3 different times, and I could not get the colors the way I wanted them. So I've done this bird in a tan, just like he's pictured, and I've also done him in a really pale pink. That's probably the one I'm going to go with, but it is still not done, and I have, like I said, started this about 3 different times. But I love it. Then we have Christmas Garden. And that's a big one. 225 by 272, finished size is 15 inches by 18 1/8 inches. Then we have Blessings Be Thine. Then we have some stockings. And all these stockings have the alphabet on them. So this has A through F. That's the poinsettia stocking. We have stocking 2, which is G through L. And it is My Heart is Home. And one thing I think is neat about these stockings is they are all done in various shades of red. 3 different reds. Stocking 3 is called Gift Basket, and it is M through R. Stocking 4 is called Holly and Ivy, and it is S through W. And stocking 5 is X through Z, and then the year. But one other thing you could do too is, if you wanted to, you could leave off the letters and you could just do the year and then do a couple other motifs as well. Those would be really fun for a smalls exchange. Then we have the meadow, and it's a little pin cushion. And then there's a tutorial on how to paint them. And then I showed you this in a previous book. This is 'Tis the Season. So sometimes as books go in and out of print, they will take some of the patterns and put them in other books. Snow Garden. Early Christmas Morning, which I have not stitched that yet, but I really love that one. Frosty's Night Out. All Joys for Thine. Feliz Navidad. So when I was talking in the first video about doing a first day of school sampler for my son, this is what I did for his pre-K one. So what I did was I took just this top right here. So nothing above this berries and leaves. And I did the sampler, upper and lowercase. Then I put his initials right here. And then I put pre-K right here where it says Mary. And then I put his school name down here where it says Christmas, Merry Christmas. And then I took the bottom part of this border and I just moved it up. Okay, then we have this Merry Christmas one. Oh, I love this book. When the Leaves Fall. And this is one of the main samplers in this book, and I actually stitched this last year, and I love this one. This book has quite a few things in it, 10 projects in here. So the first one is Bittersweet Acorn. Then we have Delicious Autumn. Token of Love, which is the main sampler. Sky Full of Birds. I actually gifted this one when I had dinner with Kathy from Hands On Design last summer. I actually brought this with me and gifted that to her with a cute little basket. Tiny Pumpkin. Fall Gatherings. It has a cute little squirrel. Same one, A Scottish Fling. Is that a better picture of this one? Not really. Autumn Abundance. I'm trying to look for a better picture of this one. There we go. So these are different little panels that are sewn together to look like a pumpkin, and it is a pincushion. Is that the last one? Oh, nope, there we go. Moonlit Garden. This is one that I had said I had in a small, but it was included in this book as well. Okay. Then we have Blackbird. This is actually recently reprinted too, maybe within the last couple weeks. Sisters. I believe this one was reprinted recently as well. So this is H. Shields 1823. Oh, I'm sorry. So basically, they had two samplers, two vintage samplers, and they found out that they were done by two sisters. There was A. Shields, here's H. Shields. These are the original samplers. And I believe they took some of the motifs and put them together and created At First Cocks Crow. And it says, at first cocks crow, the ghosts must go back to their quiet graves below. That'd be fun for Halloween. Then we have Peace and Plenty, A Christmas Blessing, which, again, you would never guess that there was a Christmas sampler in this book. And then we have Witch No More. I think it's funny that you have a Christmas sampler in this book that is kind of more spooky and fallish. And that's everything in this one. I believe I already showed this one. This is a second copy I have of this one. Okay, Bittersweet Moon. And that is just that only pattern. Then we have Feast of Friendship, which I actually have the kit with the called for fabric and floss for this one. Oh, right here. But I just need to stitch it. I just need it all the time in the world. Autumn Silhouette. This one is House on Acorn Hill. Then we have Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day. This one has 4 or 5 things in it. We have a sewing box. This is the top of the sewing box. Darling Buds of May. And what was the first part? Eve's Pin Keep. Away We Ride. I think we're getting into some Halloween ones here. Casting a Spell. One thing I like about this is this isn't clearly in a divided tray, but what somebody did was they stitched this is one and this is one. And if you look at the back, you can see what those pieces look like put together instead of broken up. This would be a really good one for just any day. I think it kind of looks a little spooky and fallish stitched in the black, but you could stitch out in a pink or red and it would be just a really good everyday kind of bowl filler. Loose Feathers Autumn. And one thing that's kind of fun about these that you don't know is all you see is the front on this, but there's actually a couple charts in here, which I didn't know that until I got the booklet. This one is called Pumpkin Blossom Sewing Box. And then we also have Pumpkin Blossom Pin Cushion. So there they are together. But again, just seeing this, you'd never know those other two books were in there, or those other two charts were in there. Winds of Autumn. This is another really dreamy book. Spell of the Moon. October 31. That would stitch up so quick. Nebraska Prairie, which I believe this is the one that Tara Sullivan from Sully Stitches just stitched this at a retreat recently, because I want to say she just showed that in her video, and it literally has 4 colors in it. That'd be a really quick stitch. There's a better picture of what it looks like not in the drum, but you could finish it in a drum or just do it as a small piece like that. This one's called A Sister's Love. Bittersweet September. Autumn Sound. I had a lot of people when I hosted that Blackbird Designs Smalls Exchange and the theme was a bird. I had a lot of people stitch this one. Blooming Sunflowers. First Winds of Autumn. This is a strawberry. Patchwork Pumpkin. Waiting for the Harvest. Another monochromatic piece. This would be really pretty in an orange colorway as well, or even like a golden yellow. And then we have some sewing companions, scissor fob, and a couple little bob for scissors, maybe a small little pin cushion and a little box. And then Mighty Acorn. I believe that's the last one of this. Yep, that's the last one. This is a really good book. Lots of good stuff in here. A Merry Heart. This one was recently reprinted, I believe. Souvenirs of Summer. We have Summer Souvenir. America. Lake House Catch and Patriotic Bouquet. Summer Song. And then Summer Jubilee. I actually stitched this 2 years ago. Just need to get it framed. It's been sitting in my drawer of finished projects. Here we go. Here's another one. Sweet Land of Liberty. This has 5 projects in it. We have Liberty Rose. Salute to Abigail. In Full Glory, which I actually stitched this, and if you remember in my first video, this was one of the small Rewards of Merit pincushions, so it was reprinted in this book. American Eagle. Sweet Land of Liberty. I think that's the last one. Yep. Hats Off to Uncle Sam. We have Lady Liberty. So what I would probably do on this is I would stitch the sides separate and just probably stitch that, because because I really like, honestly, I really like the sides. You could finish it like a drum like this, or you could make this one piece and then this one piece and finish them separately. Maria Selby Humphrey, 1831. And there's quite a few things in here. This is the actual Maria Selby Humphrey chart. She's a big girl. She is 284 by 293, finishing out at 19 inches by 19 and a half. The chart is literally 4 pages. Summer in Bloom. Again, you could finish this 2 ways. This is finished here into a drum, or you could do it as just a small framed piece as well. I really love that basket full of flowers. Then we have My Home. That's it for that one. Violet's Blue, and that's just one chart. Oh, Joyous Day. I love this one. I stitched this in 2022 for Mania, and it was so beautiful. Ann Blackburn. This one, when did this one come out? I don't know if this is in print or not. 2012, so it might not be. So the actual Ann Blackburn is right here. We have Mary Alice Little, 1908. This is called Perching. Spring's Song. They have this one finished into a jewelry box. I love those tulips. They're so good. Okay, it just has those 3 in there. Next we have Leona's Sewing Box. And this has a couple. So it has the actual sewing box pattern, and then on the back it has these 2 tiny little pin cushions, or you could actually finish them out into scissor fobs. Then we have Loose Feathers Summer, and remember they have 2 other pieces in here. We have Partridge Sewing Box. And we have Woodland Berries. Then we have Loose Feathers Winter. And these 2 extras. So here's what all the loose feathers, all 3 of them look like together. It's just a 3-part series. There's autumn, summer, and winter. There's not a spring one. So you have the winter piece. Then we have Evelyn Cunningham. And Winter's Night Drum, which is this piece right here. Okay. Wild Berries. And that is just the chart as it is. Snow Garden, which I believe I already showed that one, so I clearly have 2 of those. Valentine Rose. Swan Lake. I believe Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, did this as an anniversary sampler, and hers turned out really, really pretty. Pumpkin Farm. Farmhouse. This is out of print. Thank you, Sarah Tobias. There are a couple charts in here. Where are the pictures? Okay, we have blooms for Sarah. This one page is kind of falling out. Then we have Sarah Tobias. And then this is called For My Daughter. Morning of Life. And then on the back, Flowers for Sarah needle case. And this has 7 projects in it. Agnes Platt's Strawberry Sampler. I believe this is reprinted recently as well. This is from 2013. So we have the actual Strawberry Sampler, which is right down here. It's very difficult to see. It is the picture of the actual reproduction sampler. Then we have Summerberry Pincushion. I love that. Again, perfect for a strawberry themed swap or strawberry stitching. This one's called the Bee Scap. For all you bee lovers. And that's it. And To All a Good Night. I actually stitched this and I did it in a kind of pink colorway, so it matched this is the Day House by Plum Street Samplers, and they turned out really pretty together. This is really old. This is called With Needle and Thread by Blackbird. This is from 2007, and there are a lot of things in here. So we have Bluebirds, Needles, and Pins. Victorian Pins and Needles and Small Sampler Pillow. Tulip and Star Pin Keep and Be Thou the Rainbow. Simple Harvest. Oh, about a minute and a half, and then it's going to cut me off here. Let me go to the other pictures. Let Heaven and Nature Sing. Pink House Sewing Box and Tulip and Star Pin Keep. My Quaker House and 'Tis Halloween. I love this one. Oh, 30 seconds. We can do it. Friendship's Sheltering Vine. All right. Stay tuned for part 3.